Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a ZVT here on Escalade between Scan and Action. Top right, gonna be Action, a very macro-oriented, very macro-skilled Zerg player. Bottom left, we have Scan, ASL qualifier Scan, the red Terran player today. You know may Scan from coaching Artosis on his stream. He's a very good coach. He understands the game super duper well. He is very, very good at StarCraft. And I feel like this is going to be an excellent matchup between two incredible players here on Escalade. Don't have a lot of games on this map, Escalade, so let's check it out real quick. Oh, it's very boxy, right? Very square. Everything's on lines. Right down the side, right down the bottom, right up the side, right across the top. In the middle, very middle, you have kind of a Fighting Spirit-esque center with 2 Vespene Gas Geysers and 8 mineral patches to mine from. 1,500 minerals on those mineral patches for sure. So, let's see where you expand. Really, this is it. This is your natural, pretty, fairly wide wall off here. Really big main, too. Look at how much room there is for activities for the Terran. Zerg doesn't care about big mains, except it's maybe easier to drop them and they don't see it. So, expansion third. Okay, I kind of like this map for Terran. You can get a third base, and there's a choke to attack it. If you kind of cover this high ground, you're in a really good spot. You can cover attacks coming this way, coming up this way, coming up this way. Just a bunch of tanks right here, man. Not bad. I guess you have to worry about units kind of squeaking in through this top side to attack your natural base. We'll see. Scan's like expanding. Falcon, who do you think I am? Actually, no, he does. He does go for macro plays, but today he's proxying a barracks on a 4-player map. Assuming the Zerg's going hatch first, which he did at 12 supply. And now he's getting his pool. And then he's getting his gas. Ka-chow. And now the SCV is trying to find where on earth this Zerg player is. So what he's going to do is notice... Oh, does he not? He doesn't see Terry the Overlord. Is this intentional by Action? He's like, I'm going to come over here. I can see if my opponent is here because he's going to come down, do something. Scout out or take a natural or something. But he can't see me. Oh, now he can. Never mind. So now he knows. Now Scan knows, all right, based on the Overlord placement, he's not up here, so he's got to be over here. He can't be in the bottom right. So let's go, everybody. Going to bring an SCV over. Going to try to throw down a bunker. Going to try to kill Action quickly. This is an RJB replay, okay? Sent to me by RJB of RJB TV fame. Check him out. Search RJB StarCraft on the YouTube search bar. You'll find him. He's very knowledgeable about the game. He likes fastest map a lot, but he got a ton of 1v1 replays as well. That a lot of them he has sent to me, and I appreciate it. Lair coming in before speed. Bunker on the way. Scouted. Yeah, scouted by our guy. Immediate creep colony. Ugh, let's see how Action handles this. He's making lings. He's got the creep colony. Dude, losing this Overlord would really suck. And it really sucks. Okay, supply block. On Action, we are at DEFCON 5 right now. Is that how that works? Is DEFCON 1 the worst or is 5 the worst? Either way, it's an emergency right now for the Zerg player. Can he hold against this? He's going to lose the Nat, is he? Dude, another. This is really committed. The Lings, I've got to buy some time. They've got to do it. I don't think. Yeah, this can't be a sunken before that hatchery dies. I think the Lings have to sacrifice their lives, jump on this bunker, and save it. Or try... Oh my gosh, down under a... He's just sacking it. He's sacking it. At this point, he's more worried about dying than losing the nap. So, fine, take the natural, he says. Sunken firing away. Marines going back home. In StarCraft 2, you can actually salvage these bunkers and get a refund on them if you don't need them anymore. Which does encourage more bunker play, that's for sure. You just can't, you don't just have to leave them to die. All right. Well, look, Action stayed alive here, which is kind of the big deal. If you didn't have these sunkens up, the Marines would probably just push up the ramp and kill everything. So Ling's out. There's a Vulture here, though. Oh, it's bad. It's such a good... Oh, 2 Vultures on the follow-up is so good. He knows. He knows all that Action's going to do here is make Lings. So let's just do some beautiful Vulture micro. Make those Lings feel uncomfortable to be out here and make them go home. That's it. That's all you got to do, man. So good. Still hasn't replaced a second base. Either has action. Scan. Scan is looking good. Okay, Spider Mine Tech on the way, making a Wraith out of the starport that he built. I like it. I mean, at this stage of the game, it's going to be Mutalisks, though. I don't know. I mean, look, it should... Well, is it? It's gotta be. He doesn't have a Hydralisk Den, so he's saving his gas for a Spire, and it's going to be here. Okay, cool. So Spire on the way. There you go. Taking that second hatch. Vultures are like, what do? We don't have speed. We're not the greatest at scouting, but we're also not the worst at scouting. So let's poke in. Let's see what we can see. Did he retake the Nat? Because if he didn't, there's probably an attack coming in the next 4 seconds. And he did. So action says I need 2 bases. I'm a Zerg player. 1 base is just not really in the vocabulary. Not for me, especially. Okay, but Cloaked Wraith is a different story, obviously. And even if the racer is hunting overlords during this time when there's no mutas to stop them from doing it, that's pretty good. That's another supply block on action. 21 supply used out of 17 available. Dude, never mind. An overlord popped, and it is Cloak. Cloak on the follow-up. Scan. He's so good at this matchup. He's just, okay, Hydralisk Den coming in too. He knows. He knows how to mess with a Zerg player and then follow up to further mess with a Zerg player. And then follow up to further mess with the Zerg player. Because that's how you beat Zerg, man. If you let them get into the late game where they have 4, 5, 6 bases, and they are just constantly replenishing all their lost units over and over and over again, it's so much harder to kill them. But if you keep them on low econ and a low base count and just constantly force them to sacrifice drones to make things like Sunkens, and force them to not take a 3rd base because they can't really protect it, then yeah, you're in a great spot. I mean, I'm kind of surprised Scan hasn't decided to take a natural yet. That is finding me... I'm finding that very interesting. Cloak's done for the Wraiths now. Ling's sack it. He did not. Wow. See? Can't defend the base. Ah! The Zerglings prevented that drone from escaping. Ah, traitors. Traitor! Name that movie. I don't know if I said it right, but that's the line. Traitor! You probably know what I'm talking about. Anyway, look, Science Vessel's already done on 1 base. Dude, he's fine. I don't know. I feel like taking a second base here, 2 base versus 2 base, would be kind of insanely good against the Zerg. Meanwhile, 1 base versus a 2 basing Zerg is good. It's fine. It's not the greatest thing ever. Dude, these Scourge are just donating themselves to science. Action, no. Action, why? Ay caramba. Ay caramba. All right. Queen's Nest on the way on 2 base for action, which means he wants to go 2 base Hive, which is like, it's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, but it's also not super great. Not the super greatest thing. Mews are out, but not a ton of them. Just largely here to try to deal with the Vultures that are annoying. This is not really going to do much of anything else. Oh, it is Ensnare. I think this is the 2nd ZVT I've cast where Scan deals with Ensnare from a Zerg opponent. I don't see Ensnare a lot. At all. Hardly at all. And ZVZ is probably the most common if you get to the late stage of ZVZ, which means it's not common at all. Dude, these Cloaked Wraiths, though. Look, man. Scan's up 52 to 37 supply right now. Scourge are getting nothing done. They're even sniping down drones because Wraiths are like, we have a ground attack, don't forget. Don't forget what we can do. Gonna try to... Okay, Ensnare will reveal the Wraiths and slow their attacks. Their attack speed a bit. So it's good. He's like, do you have an Overlord over here? Why are you... Oh, he does. Not anymore, he doesn't. Oh, this Queen's gonna die too. Cloaked units are burning. Ah, okay. Alright. This is just... And bam. There's an Overlord. Okay, popping. Get out of here, Wraiths. You're needed for future battles. Oh, they could sit over here for a minute. The Overlords don't have speed or anything. Dude, it's 36 to 26 total workers. The Wraiths are all dead. Okay, because they chose to. They could have run away from the slow Overlords and stayed alive, but instead, nah. Just there to pick up a couple more drone kills. We're going to tech switch into something else now as the choice, right? So, I mean, it's not a lot. It's Marines. It's a Science Vessel It's actually a surprisingly small army here from Scan at 10 minutes, right? What's he got? He's got some vultures running around, a couple of them. It's not like it's 12. Got some spider mines laid down, but that's not army. 2-base Ultra, man. Okay, just kidding. 3-base. He just threw down a 3rd base. He's attempting to throw down a 3rd base. Our guy, Action, is... This is, man, low econ, crazy harass style game so far. This is amazing. This is good. RJB doesn't send me bad replays, man. He sends me a ton of them, and they're all very good. Okay, so Scan says it's time maybe to get up some infrastructure. How about that? Right, got the 2nd base. Great. Now I need barracks. And so he's working on that, right? Still going into Queen stuff. He researched the Ensnare. You really shouldn't abandon the Queen stuff. But all the anti-air here, the Scourge aren't doing much. It's not a lot of Mutalisks. 3 or 4 Mutas can't do much in this situation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's what you want. Juki SCV here. Doing a bit of an early Maynard transfer. Not really a Maynard, just a straight up transfer to the 3rd base of drones. Just because he needs this so bad. It's even before the hatchery is done. So he's going to get them mining. They're going to start running away. And then he's going to tell them to come back. Ready? Come back. Just kidding. He's not going to bother with that. Fine. Okay, more Scourge out. Still just the 3 Mutalisks. Ultralisks on the way. Adrenal Gland coming in, and Chitinous Plating getting researched from Action. Can he actually possibly win this game? I kind of mentally wrote this thing off. Okay, Science Vessel dies. That one doesn't. That was trading a lot. That was like a Mutalisk and a couple Scourge down. I mean, Scourge sacrificed themselves to kill Science Vessels anyway, so that's not a weird thing, but... Action taking a 4th base. Bit of a risk there. I don't think he can protect it super well. In fact, hardly at all. If something like 10 Marines showed up, just burned this down real quick and got out, there's really not much that Action could do about it. But he's got to take risks. He's down in this game. He's not happy about it, obviously. But I love what Action's doing. Right, man? He's getting melee. He's getting Carapace. He's getting further Carapace with Chitinous Plating, which is almost done. And if it's just Marines against Chitinous Plating Ultras with Ensnare support, you ensnare these Marines, slow down their attack speed. The Ultras are going to be even tankier in that situation. And the Lings have Adrenal. I mean, the idea here for Action is right. The only real question is, does he have enough stuff? Because this comp that he's doing destroys this. It's just, if there's enough Marine Medic, Science Vessel, great job pulling those back. One of the most important things to do with this strat is keeping them Science Vessels alive. It's alive. All right, just going to park right up here. But then the Ultras are like, how's about... Rawr! Oh, no, he ensnared his own dudes. Ensnare and irradiate on these Ultras. These guys are still fighting. Oh, we've been ensnared. It's a lot of greed on the map right now. We can't run either. The ensnare on the Ultralisk to slow them down. Wow. So Action holds. The Science Vessels are ensnared. They're like, we're so slow. Ah, we're off. Run. Run to the safety of these Marines here. So, yeah, he won. He held that attack amazingly well. All things considered. Man, Ensnare, Adrenalings, and Ultras with Chitinous Plating. Hard for this comp to kill. Especially because then they have +1 attack. They don't have any armor at all, which helps against Ultras, man. +3 attack would be pretty good, too. All right. Well, this is tight all of a sudden. This is, like, extraordinarily tight all of a sudden. This 4th base from Action is happening. I don't know if Scan has scanned it. Anabolic Synthesis is done for the Ultras, so they're faster now. Hmm. 126 to 91 supply for the Terran. It's got a ton of Marines, which is a ton of supply. Obviously. If you can keep the Science Vessels alive and irradiate these Ultras really effectively, irradiating the Queen would be pretty good here too. Dude, if Action wins this... Okay, well... just donate some Scourge there. No problem. Ah! The Ensnare lands. That's such a huge Ensnare. It took down so many of these Marines. I mean, it didn't take them down. It just slows them. Look how slow they are without stim. All right, I guess we're doing it. Fire Bat in the mix to help with the lings. Very, very good stuff here. 138 to 89 supply. I like the ensnare play. I do. I like it immensely here from our guy Action, but is it enough? Did he just get slowed down enough by the bunker rush in the early stages that it's not really going to work out for him? 140 to 98 supply. These guys with the extra upgrades would be fantastic. There we go. +2 attack, +1 armor for the Marines. Okay. The Ultras are at +1 attack and +5 armor with their chitinous plating. The Lings are at 2-1 with the Carapace taking priority. Which again, against Marines, Carapace is great. You really want to be able to survive a couple more shots. Hey, look what I was talking about. Some Marines found their way up to the top left. Oh, is this it? Does it all come down to this, ladies and gentlemen? The Ultras on the outside chomping away. They're all getting irradiated. They're doing extra damage. They're taking extra damage. They're like berserkers that way. Ooh, trying to take down reinforcements here. Where are those Ultras? They're dead. Ultras falling by the dozens here. Just kidding. Like maybe 5 have died. But they're dying nevertheless. It's now double the supply for Scan. And Scan gets that win. Beautiful play here from Scan. Just took control of this game. GG! Action! Taps out and Scan is your winner in 16.5 minutes. Ensnare, Ultralisks, Bunker Rushing, Cloaked Wraiths. What a fun ZVT that was. That was non-stop action-packed, dude. Super, super, super ultra good. Really enjoyed it. My attention was kept the entire time, and my attention does sometimes wander during the longer macro games, or like maybe there's a time where no one's doing anything. Not this game. Not this game at all. Beautiful. 2-1 upgrades on the Marines. Tons of medics. The Ultra count not heavy enough. There was no Dark Swarm. There was no Plague. Ensnare is good, but it's really not a replacement for either of those things. And ensnaring your own Ultralisks there, too. It really hurt the Ultras in that early attack. If they don't get ensnared, but the Marines do, I think he cleans that up more easily and has more units left over to defend against the future attacks that Scan is throwing at him. Also, man, Scan finding this and killing it top left fourth, huge. Absolutely huge. It really sapped the will of Action to continue this game, but also sapped his will is the fact that he has a big Marine army at his natural and killing in those Ultralisk Cavern, and he doesn't have really anything left. That would make sense. So, fantastic from Scan. Dude's for real, guys. For real. I really can't believe how much he kind of neglected army comp there for a while, right? He had 4 Marines. I guess the race were keeping the attention, but anyway, 80,000 points here from Scan, 63,000 from Action. Both players produced similar numbers, which is not good for the Zerg. Scan killed 129 units and lost 70, which is rough. Structures raised 5-2. And then Action does very close. Does outspend Scan by just a tiny bit, about 800 resources over the course of 16 minutes. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, man. Wow. That was good. That was very, very excellent from Scan. Terran gets the win here today. No tanks. I don't think he made a single tank at all and got the win. So, you know, you don't have to go mech to beat a good Zerg player like Action is. Just a thought. All right, good. So that right there is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.